This is your Daily 5 for Monday, September 22nd, 2025. I happened to see a clip that was posted either on one of the Discords I'm in, or it might have been in the comments section for one of the film websites I visit from time to time. Whatever it was, there was a 10 to 15 second long clip that was posted of some movie from the late 80s, and the caption for it was, "Look at what they did here before any CG was possible." And it was a clip of a man with 4 arms, and it was clearly, the person with their arms, and then somebody else either in a large suit with them or standing right behind them, animating a second set of arms. And it looked really good. So I looked up what the movie was, and it was a film from 1980, or is a film from 1988, titled The Purple Ball or The Lilac Ball, which is very similar. And this is a Soviet film, science fiction fantasy film, I think would be the best way to describe it. And I thought, okay, this is easy to get off archive, so why don't I just grab this movie, and Lando and I will watch it, and let's see if this is really, it was a real roll of the dice, because it could have been a titanically boring movie with just a couple of good special effects. But I thought, you know what, once in a while it's good to go into something with no idea if it's going to be any good and just experience it. And having now watched it, we did it as one of our communal commentary films, we both were really impressed with the effects in the film. And it's not a bad movie either. It is fairly entertaining. It's not the best thing we've ever watched. It probably runs about 20 minutes longer than it needs to, but you're really not going to care because the effects are really imaginative and interesting and inventive. And we are fairly convinced that the man with 4 arms, who is a delightful character, he is the best character in the whole thing by far, except maybe the guy who's wearing half of a skeleton suit, which I really, really enjoy. He's one of the Baba Yaga's companions. I don't even know what these 3 people did. They just lived in the Baba Yaga's house. After they go back in time, after they meet a dead spaceship and have to travel back to try to stop a Earth-destroying purple ball bomb from going off. And that's just part of what goes on in this movie. But anyway, this individual with the 4 arms, as near as we can tell, and we'll discuss this on Friday, but we both kind of agreed on this, you'll hear in the commentary, likely was a very strong in terms of upper body strength individual who had another person in a large suit with them even while they were walking around to animate their arms. Because in most films with something like this, you would see that in the long shots, or when they weren't necessarily doing close-ups of the arms, they probably would have just had static placeholder arms. But there's multiple instances where you can see the second set of arms just randomly moving, kind of idling themselves, and it's clearly a person. It's not animatronics. This has got to be a person. It's too smooth. You can't get animatronics that smooth at the late 80s. It just did not happen. Certainly not on a Soviet science fiction film budget. And that's just one of a number of really just fantastic effects in this movie. There's a lot of Jim Henson-style puppetry, which I was not expecting. The story itself it's fine. It's bonkers. I mean, it moves at such a clip that you're just going, where are we? What is happening? So it is not really worried about the audience keeping up, nor with getting all the details of the world explained. But from what I've read, this is apparently a movie that is based on a children's book that's also been animated, that has had several different variations. So this is a fairly well-known, in terms of Russian Soviet science fiction fantasy, this is a fairly well-known character. There was a TV miniseries, which I might actually seek out so that we can watch, starring the same female child character that's in this film. And so there's a whole bunch of this thing. It is far bigger than I expected. I thought it was just a weird one-off film. But no, in fact, this thing has quite a history to it. So I would actually recommend this. It's just a bit over an hour. I think it's an hour and 10 minutes long or so. It's not even 90 minutes. But just for the pure amount of imagination, weirdness, and special effects wonder in this, again, with no CG, there's some effects that are really kind of baffling because they had to have been doing them with giant cranes, because they're not composited. There are shots in this that look like in a film they should be composited, but they're not. They're shooting them in camera, and they look really good. So for the fact that you can watch this for free, and it's just a bit over an hour, for anybody who's even vaguely interested, I'll put a link in the show notes, of course. You should watch this because it is far better than you might expect. So again, 1988, The Purple Ball, The Lilac Ball, free archive link in the show notes. Watch it. It's great. Later.